What's up, guys? It's your boy from the Lowball Bros. Coming up at you with another one. As you can see, we're inside because it's raining. It's not cold or anything in here. I just put this coat on because I think it makes me look cool. And yeah, so this is what I guess will be the first episode of what I hope will become a consistent little series on the channel, which I've dubbed Principles of Climbing, because I thought that sounded real professional, and like I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so as you can see by the title, today we're talking about progressive overload. Yeah, let's get into it. So there's this fable or legend of some mythical hero. I don't know, maybe it was Hercules. I don't remember, but basically, our hero he was young and he had to carry this calf up and down this hill every day for strength. And well, as he grew stronger, the cow grew heavier, which forced him to become stronger, to carry the heavier cow, and so on and so forth until the cow was fully grown, and so was he. And he was still carrying this cow up and down this hill. This, in a very basic and fable-y way, is the idea of progressive overload. I think this is a concept that's important in all athletics and sort of in life in general, but in climbing specifically, I think it is important because our grade is our sport is measured in grades, which determines your skill, and grades aren't necessarily linear, but it's measured by this number, and as the number goes up, in theory, you are a better climber the higher grade you climb. So a lot of people, they'll be climbing V5, and maybe they'll be like, I've been climbing V5 for 2 months, I must be plateaued. Or that's a bit of a harsh example, but maybe they're like, I've been climbing V5 for 6 months, and I haven't improved, I must have plateaued. To be honest, until you've been climbing V5 for a year or 2 years, you probably haven't plateaued. But anyway, the idea continues the same. If you want to improve, you have to do one of three things. You have to either have more quantity of stimulus than you were doing before, more intensity of stimulus than you were doing before, or in some cases, variation in novelty, or just having novelty, introducing different movements, different stimulus, can also contribute to growth. But that's the last one is sort of a different concept by itself, but it sort of fits in. The idea is that a growth sort of has this diminishing return sort of situation about it, where the better you get, the more you need to increase the same amount that you would have earlier. That doesn't make sense. What I'm trying to say is, I'll give you a very simple example. Let's say you just started climbing. You climb 3 days a week. In about a 2-week time, you'll be a significantly better climber than you were when you started. Whereas if you continue doing that, climbing 3 days a week in the same manner, in 2 years, you will not be improving very much at all. In contrast to that, let's say you've been climbing 3 days a week. In 2 weeks, you'll be better. And then after that 2 weeks, you start climbing 4 days a week. You'll improve. But then after a time, you'll need to make it 5, and then 6, and it increases exponentially as you get better and better. So some practical ways to implement this concept are, let's say let's say you're climbing 8C lead. You're an 8C lead climber, and or bouldering or whatever, and you're really stuck on this route. You need to get it. You climb 8C, so you're probably climbing every day. You're probably hangboarding and training too. So in order to climb this route, you'll have to do, well, if you want to do it well and in a timely fashion, you'll need to change something drastically using the principle of progressive overload. You'll need to either add a greater intensity of stimulus to your hangboarding or your climbing or your conditioning. You need to either do more hang climbing or hangboarding or climbing or conditioning, or you will need to change something in the way that you hangboard, climb, or condition yourself. So that's sort of how it works. Add more, add more, add more, add more, add more, in an exponential fashion consistently. Change the way that you approach your training, change the quantity of training you do and the intensity, and you will grow and crush plateaus. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple concept, but it is pretty much the cornerstone of all of climbing and pretty much all athletics is progressive overload. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching. Go check out Friction Labs, best chalk in the game. I really like their Gorilla Grip chunky climbing chalk. Keeps my skin dry and healthy and ready for the send. Yeah, go check them out. They're great chalk. Like and subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm begging you to subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me what your favorite color is. Yeah. Thanks, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.